Breakfast crew, what is up? Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you see this. Diddy news, Jay-Z news, New York news, all type of news today. Good morning, everybody. Good day, everybody. Felix, Jennifer, let's go. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared at the Flow Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I'm just good. Happy Freaky Friday. No, TGIF, happy Friday. We made it to another Friday. All my hardworking people out there. True in the building, y'all. Say what's up to True. That's the OG Flow team member from 2 years ago. True been going strong for 2 years. We gonna take this all the way. We taking this all the way to the top. This will be the #1 podcast when it's all said and done. Y'all will see. They can't stop me. They can only hope to contain me, baby. I'm feeling good on this Friday. Got plenty of news to talk about, plenty of conversation. You know, all we do is we sip our Floppuccinos in the morning and talk our shit. But a lot going on, y'all. Looking forward to All-Star Weekend, even though they done changed the NBA All-Star game is, I don't know what the hell they done to it, but I will be tuning in. I don't even understand what they doing now. 3 days off this weekend. Bo, right. I feel you on that. Ain't nothing better than having 3 days off when you working hard. Y'all know I feel the same way. Y'all know I put Monday through Friday. I got 2 shows. I got brand commercials. I got to do all type of shit. So when I get to Friday, I feel just like y'all. I got 2 days that I get to regroup, recharge, and catch up on my fucking shows and shit. But yeah, we're going to watch that NBA All-Star game this weekend. And they done changed the rules so much that I don't even understand it, but I'll still be watching. Let me make an announcement that Amy just said for all the Luigi supporters out there and everybody that want to see a fair trial. Luigi, according to Amy, Luigi's documentary is to be released on the ID channel. So let's everybody look out for that. I got about 4 devices over here, y'all, and they all on the fritz. They all acting up. My iPad, my iPhone, both my iPhones. I'm like, man, I don't know what I might do. I might, for the first time, I might be converting over to Droid. Man, I'm about sick of Apple at this point. My iPad take forever to charge up. My one iPhone takes even longer to charge up. And the other one is just too damn big. This is when like the iPhones, I'm showing it to y'all. If y'all can't see me on Apple and Spotify, but the people that bought this when I was all into all the big ass iPhones, it's just too damn big. So I'm pissed at Apple right now, but I'll figure it out. Either I'm gonna get get all new Apple devices, or I'm gonna convert over. Y'all stay tuned. Subscription. We missed our subscription goal for this week by 4 subscriptions. So if we could get 4 subscriptions today, even $3 is the minimum. Look in your show notes. I should have put it in these notes, but look in your show notes. If you're watching it, if you listen to this on your phone, subscribe to the podcast at the Buzzsprout link for all exclusive content and to support this podcast so we can keep the fucking lights on and keep going. This shit's expensive, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just the equipment you gotta have. And then they charge you monthly, but it's all good. I love it. But the way they charge you, I don't like it. So what the hell the Diddy monster, aka Mohawk Diddy, done did now? And if we have a little time, I'm even gonna get into the New York Mayor Adams situation that is turning into a little mini war behind the scenes. Also, we're gonna touch on what the hell might be going on with Jay-Z in the NFL. So if you're walking your dog, keep your head on the swivel. Pick his poop up. If you're driving, keep your seatbelt on, keep your eyes on the road, and keep your ears on me. And if you're watching on YouTube, watch me do what I do. Ain't nobody better, you know that. So let's get into this. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go into the Diddy stuff first. Diddy is something else. Diddy has a new lawsuit, y'all. And in this lawsuit, it's some nasty shit being said. And you already know with Diddy, these lawsuits just get nastier and nastier. I'm just waiting I'm ready for the fucking trial. How y'all feel? Like I'm and then one thing I'm noticing, I think a lot of these new ones, like I already told y'all, but it's really confirming the way these stories coming out. Do y'all notice like all the newer stories that have dropped on Diddy have mostly been like relatively new? It kind of supports my theory that these cases have a lot to do with the federal trial, the superseding indictments, what's coming up in March. And so I believe Tony Busby is in cahoots working with the feds, and they told him to hold off on charging, hold up on not charging, but hold up on coming out with the information. And once they were finished doing their investigations and ready to go, now they're ready to go, and now they can put it out there. I believe that's what's going on. So let's start with this new nasty allegation, lawsuit, whatever. This is courtesy of TMZ, and the headline reads, Diddy sued, forced me to drink before assault and told me, and I quote, take that shit. Now, when I saw this headline, I was like, is this real? Because you know everybody, we all talk about Diddy with the take that, and all that. And so this accuser is saying that Diddy said take that, but he said take that shit. So I probably heard it. I heard it like take that, but he probably didn't say it like that. So that kind of threw me off on this headline at first, but let's continue. Let's get into this. So what it goes on to say is that Diddy forced a woman to consume a drink and then sexually assaulted her in a Los Angeles nightclub. And in this nightclub is when he reportedly told her, take that shit. At least that's according to the new lawsuit. The Bad Boy Records founder is being sued by a Jane Doe who claims he sexually assaulted her in November 2016 at Club Playhouse in Los Angeles. So like I told y'all, these ain't from 93 and 92 and 86 and all of that. These are recent. And Busby has had these. So there's a reason why all of these relatively new ones, that happened within the past 10 years, 5 years. Even we just talked about one the other day that was in 2022. It's a reason why all these ones all these lawsuits that are coming out now are recent. Like I told you, I think they told them to hold on a while ago while they investigated, and once they were finished, they said, "Okay, you can go ahead and release your information." So this is a club playhouse in Los Angeles. I've never been there, but I've heard I heard about it back in the day. I heard it was a lot of drugs went on in this place, and it was kind of pretty much known that you could bring drugs inside and not get in trouble, especially if you are a part of the who's who. Club Playhouse in Los Angeles. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. Some stories. A lot of people, no, don't get me wrong, popular. A lot of people like it, but the whispers around LA area and to people who are in the know is that you could bring drugs in there. So, according to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, the woman claims Diddy approached her in the club and offered her a drink. And when she initially refused, he told her, listen to this, y'all. So they in the club. And Diddy says, hey, I gotta go over there. I gotta get her. And he walks over to her. He says, hey, how you doing? My name is Diddy. Would you mind? Would you want a drink? And she initially, no, I'm fine. I'll get something later. And then Diddy says, bitch, I ain't asking you. Drink that shit and shut the fuck up. End quote. Let me repeat that. This is according to the lawsuit. Diddy offers her a drink. She says, I'm fine. I don't want no drink. And then he say, bitch, I'm not asking you. Drink that shit and shut the fuck up. Wow. That's kind of crazy, ain't it? Hey, look, if somebody offer you a drink and you refuse and then they tell you to shut the fuck up and drink it anyway, that's really a red flag to not drink it. So we go on from there. The woman claims she downed the drink because Diddy scared the crap out of her, I'm sure, with the way he forcefully slid the glass towards her. So she's in the club having a good time. Diddy comes over here, offers her a drink like a gentleman, and I quote, but then she refuses it, and then he goes from gentleman to the Mohawk Diddy we know and says her to shut the fuck up and take it. And so, guess what she did at next? She downed the drink. And she downed the drink because Diddy scared the crap out of her. So she says, after consuming the drink, Diddy placed his right arm around her in like a side hug position and shoved his left hand up her skirt, forcefully penetrating her with his fingers. This is directly from the lawsuit. This is wild as fuck. And the crazy thing is, as this is not really far-fetched either, because if you've been around powerful celebrities, they will, I'm not going to say that I've been around and went this far, because I wouldn't, you couldn't go this far around me without me saying something or doing something or something. So, but I've seen powerful celebrities do stuff, similar. Maybe I ain't seen them, go up their skirt and all that, in person, but I've seen them forcefully hug or make it where it's like the woman don't have a choice. You know what I mean? Like they figure they got so much money and power. Whatever I say tell you to do, you're gonna do. So, like I said, I'm not gonna say I seen nobody go up. This is some other Diddy shit, just forcing your hands up somebody's skirt and putting your fingers in there, but just trifling. And then it goes on. During the alleged assault, the woman claims Diddy told her this: "Bitch, I do what I want. Take that shit." Then she claims his entourage was laughing nearby while the assault was taking place. Y'all know the Diddy wingman and the yes man and the hanger-ons and the roadies and everything you call them. That's how it goes. Those guys who are around Diddy and different entertainers for their money and this and that, they don't never have a backbone. They don't never have a voice. That's why if you've been in these situations, like I've been around the industry. If you know me, you know my story. I've been around these people and seen these type of actions. And that is how it goes. Like, which is one of the reasons that, I was signed it's not a mystery. I was signed to Floyd Mayweather. We were doing music. I've been around roadies and a gang of people who are just yes man. And it makes you, if you a stand 10 toes dude like me, it make you sick to your motherfucking stomach because they will do and say and go with anything to keep their meal ticket going. And it's nasty and it's just annoying as fuck. And I don't like being around it. Like, cause I'm not like that at all. Like, I'm not gonna be laughing while you fingering and assaulting somebody. I'm not gonna be laughing because I'm there in your entourage. But that's how it goes. This is not far-fetched at all. Like that when they say the part where she says the entourage was laughing nearby while he assaulted her, that picture is painted so vividly. Because that's, like I said, that's how it goes, man. You would not imagine, but it be grown men that just, they so happy to just be around. They might not have a pot to piss in, but they got free drink and free clubs and get to hang around Diddy, and they get some type of female attention just because they are around a big celebrity like Diddy. So when I read this article, I'm gonna continue, but it's a lot of people might not agree with me, but me being around this shit a lot at the highest level, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, it don't get too much bigger than Floyd Mayweather. So I saw this Diddy type environment. Not saying nothing about what Floyd did, anything like this. I'm saying I've seen how an entourage, what type of shit they can be on, and it's sickening. And it was one of the biggest reasons why I knew I had to get the fuck up out of there, because I'm never about to be in anybody's entourage and just going with what they say. But you'd be surprised how many people will do anything for that life. So in the docs, the woman says she ultimately was able to escape Diddy, and she left the club and was able to get a ride back to her hotel, where she says she felt so disoriented she needed help getting back to her room. So she downed this Diddy special. They got something that they putting in them drinks, allegedly. She downs that. She gets assaulted. Diddy fingers her, and just embarrasses her and whatever. And then she leaves, staggering, stumbling, bumbling, disoriented, violated, and needed help getting back to her room. She claims she woke up the next morning and was horrified to find bruising and a tear in and around her vagina, which she believes was from Diddy's alleged assault. Let me read that again. She claims she woke up the next morning with bruising and a tear in and around her vagina, which she believes is from Diddy's alleged assault. These stories, you never get used to these stories. As many times we've seen a million of these stories, and each one is as sickening or even sicker than the last one. And to protect my ass, no Diddy, I'm going to read Diddy's legal team's response so they don't be saying I didn't give his reply, because that motherfucker sending out cease and desist left and right. But fuck Diddy. Anyway, Diddy's legal team tells TMZ, and y'all probably heard it before, but I'm going to read it anyway. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, especially by individuals who refuse to put their own names behind their claims, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. They continue, we live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. If you know, with the money that Diddy paying them, you would think they could come up with a new response and a little bit more passionate response. I mean, it comes off very dry and very it shows it's no compassion in that statement at all. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so who knows? But to me, as many cases and as much of these stories I've covered, I just ain't feeling Diddy's legal team. Like I said, I really think it's because Diddy, this sounds like Diddy. It's almost like Diddy is like, let me prepare the statement, and then they like just clean it up a little bit or something. It really seems like that, because these replies have a little hint of Diddy in them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, no matter how many lawsuits are filed, especially by individuals who refuse to put their names behind their claims, like, what? I don't know. I think they should chat GPT their next response. This ain't it. Anyway, so another lawsuit for the Diddy monster. This woman is being represented by you know who, Tony motherfucking Busby, who is suing Diddy on behalf of a whopping 120 clients. And thank you, Shauna. I definitely like that response. Shauna in the chat says, you can see they clearly don't care and they just want the money. And I agreed with that. This legal team, for them to be supposed to be the highest and the most powerful in New York, they're very underwhelming. I'm not impressed. And like I said, I honestly believe they actually just want the money, of course, and also on top of that, Diddy is probably forcefully telling them what he wants them to say and do, even if they say, hey, I don't know if that's the best idea. Diddy strikes me as a type of person who's going to say, no, I'll say this anyway, even if they fucking wrong, because they think they know it all. So I've been saying it from the beginning, and watch what I tell you. Watch when the Watch when the trial starts. Watch how terrible the defense does, and watch how that be a big theme in this case. And we're all gonna be able to go back, and y'all all gonna be able to say, Flo was the first one calling out how terrible this defense team is. Now, this is aside from Diddy. We all know we ain't even questioning Diddy no more. Did he? Did he? No, it's not Diddy. His name is He Did. So it ain't even about Diddy. We already know what's up with him. Just speaking on this legal team and for the big bucks he paying, they actually seem like the ambulance chasers. They actually seem like the lawyers in the cheap suit that Jay-Z was talking about. And I guess that's a fitting segue since I said Jay-Z. Jay-Z got some shit going on, y'all, I believe. Because Flo been reading through the tea leaves. I don't know if y'all been reading them, but there's an article about the NFL is going to choose, or actually, let's start it. The article goes on to detail that the NFL is going to start. I guess they didn't want to, I don't know if they technically said we're choosing it, but they're saying they're changing. The halftime show is making changes. Now, nowhere in this article does it say it has anything to do with Jay-Z. But you know, the Flow team on Apple and Spotify, all you listeners, the Flow team on YouTube, the lunch crew, the breakfast crew, everybody in between. You know, we like to read between the lines. And for the NFL to come out with an article stating, and this is from Jennifer Boobel wrote an excellent article. Jennifer Boobel. And it reads, NFL vows to make Super Bowl halftime show changes after regrettable Kendrick Lamar choice. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance had mixed reviews, but the NFL itself regrets the choice and vows to make changes in the future. Let me read between those lines. Hey, Jay-Z, we made it through this Super Bowl halftime show by the skin of our teeth. Actually, this really don't have nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar, but with the little mixed reviews and controversies of Lil Wayne and all of that, we think this is the perfect time to tell you to kick rocks with flip-flops and no socks. That's what's really going on. I'm going to continue this article, but that's what's really going on, y'all. You know how I know? Because if you ever, the NFL is the biggest, most powerful, most we don't give a fuck entity in the business. NFL makes so much money and they got so much clout. They're the only ones that will tell the president what the fuck they gonna do and ain't gonna do. And you mean to tell me they coming out because of some quote unquote mixed reviews, even though the performance was watched by a large number? You mean to tell me now all of a sudden y'all scared and y'all or y'all just immediately gonna make changes? Nah. You making changes because Jay-Z caught up in all this shit and y'all trying to distance yourself from that shit. You couldn't distance yourself before the Super Bowl because you didn't have time. You had Beyonce doing the Netflix show, which is Jay-Z's wife. You had the Super Bowl coming up in a month or so. So they didn't have time to make any changes. But I think it's pretty ironic that all of a sudden they coming out talking about they should have did Wayne, this and that, when they had plenty of time to decide to go with Wayne before Jay-Z even came out with that mess, but they couldn't do it then. So now they are using this as a chance to say, you know what? This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to get Jay-Z's ass up out of here. Let's go. Let's continue. In a bit of a controversial decision, the NFL chose rapper Kendrick Lamar to perform the Super Bowl halftime show this year. It's not just his beef with rapper Drake and explicit lyrics that made it so, but rather the fact that Lamar was chosen over Lil Wayne. Check this out, y'all. Then they go on to say why Lil Wayne made sense for the Super Bowl. This year's Super Bowl was hosted at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, while all the artists who performed ahead of Super Bowl have roots in Louisiana. Kendrick Lamar does not. Lil Wayne, on the other hand, was born in New Orleans and has deep roots in Louisiana. Lamar is from Compton, California. NFL, y'all knew that shit. Y'all knew that shit way before. I'm telling y'all, if you read the tea leaves, you mean to tell me it took this for the NFL to realize, oh, whoa, we should have used somebody with roots in Louisiana because Lil Wayne from New Orleans and Kendrick from Compton. Man, you knew that shit, man. NFL, don't even try it. Y'all just trying to kick Jay-Z to the curb because y'all know his ass is grass. But y'all can't say that. But I can. The NFL's decision to select Lamar over Lil Wayne drew criticism, especially from fans in New Orleans. And the league has since expressed regret over the decision and issued a formal apology. Lil Wayne himself also expressed his disappointment during an Instagram live, saying it hurt a whole lot to not be able to perform in front of his fans in his hometown and that he wasn't expecting the rejection. Lil Wayne should have been the first option, an NFL insider told the U.S. Sun. It would have taken a couple minutes to finalize, and Lil Wayne would have been thrilled to perform in his hometown. Listen to this, y'all. The NFL think they slick, but we slicker. The NFL think they slick, but we slicker. Me and my team don't buy this shit that they selling. We know what the real is, but it's fun to let them see how it's like politics. It's like they being political. They trying to get rid of Jay-Z's ass the smoothest, sneakiest way. So now it goes on to say the NFL to make changes in how they choose the Super Bowl halftime performers. The same insider said that the NFL will ensure that they take into account an artist's connection to the city that hosts the Super Bowl when selecting the halftime performer from now on. New Orleans is the city of Lil Wayne. It would have been fantastic to have him perform and feel the love from his hometown. While Lamar's performance wasn't short on controversies, it wasn't those which caused the NFL to regret the decision. Rather, they now recognize the importance of selecting an artist with deep roots in the game's host city. So now that the NFL, they done had all this revelation, y'all. And now they about to change the whole fucking way that they do the Super Bowl halftime show. And you gonna tell me that ain't got nothing to do with all the controversy going on with Jay-Z? This is the same NFL that when the charges hit, or when the allegations, I should say, hit Jay-Z, of him being a participant in raping the 13-year-old with Diddy in 2000. We all know about that lawsuit. If you remember, the NFL came right out standing strong with Jay-Z. Why? Because they had the Beyonce halftime show coming up, and then they had the Super Bowl halftime show coming up that they already were locked in. So they had to be in lockstep with Jay-Z, right? They came out. We stand behind Jay-Z. A lot of people were pissed, but hey, it's a business. They did what they felt they needed to do. And then now, right after the Super Bowl, you see this article. And you know another reason that shows that what they're saying in this fucking article is a crock of shit? The fact that why wouldn't they be in cahoots with Jay-Z on a decision or article or something like that? Wouldn't you think, as y'all, after they put all that emphasis on the fact that Jay-Z controls the halftime show, if you remember all that controversy and the NFL was coming out saying no, Jay-Z does it, when people were saying he doesn't have control, and they came out and said he does. Even when Jay-Z caught the allegation, even when Jay-Z caught the allegations, NFL stood strong. Did they stand strong because they were loyal to Jay-Z? No. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. They were loyal because they were trying to make sure the productions that they had coming forward would continue. And so, wouldn't you think, from the pattern that they showed previous to this article, don't you think if they were making some decision or putting out some information about they're going to choose it from now on, after all that controversy with about Jay-Z and the halftime show, don't you think they would have came out and put this statement out together? Rock Nation and NFL decide to make changes on Super Bowl halftime show. Jay-Z and Rock Nation and the NFL are going to sit down and come up with blah, 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 blah. No. Now it's the NFL. We going to do this. We going to do that. They didn't say shit about Jay-Z. And guess who else ain't say shit about Jay-Z? Jay-Z. Now, he was all loud and boisterous and all that when the allegations was coming out, and he told Tony Busby he won't get a red penny, and he looking forward to fighting and doing this and doing that. But now you're quiet. Why are you quiet now? This article takes a dump on Jay-Z. And I ain't mad. I'm just speaking the facts. I wasn't the only one saw that. Y'all saw how Roger Goodell, the commissioner of NFL, came out standing strong with Jay-Z. What was that song Jay-Z said? It was all good just a week ago. Well, it was all good just a week ago. But then we get this article. So I'm telling y'all, pay close attention to yes, they have a horrible, great, but pay close attention to how this plays out, guys and gals. Because now we all waiting for Jay-Z. What do you have to say? You was big boy talking shit, big balls. So now we waiting to see what you guys say. The NFL said they changed the shit. Basically, the NFL said Jay-Z dropped the ball. And now we waiting on Jay-Z. Because you got to answer to this, because if you're going to be loud, you're going to have to stay loud. Can't be loud 1 minute, and the next minute you quiet as a church mouse, because now you looking crazy. You looking guilty. You looking all out of sorts. So yeah, y'all, that's why y'all come to the Flow Show No Filter, because a lot of people going to read that article and going to focus on the part about they didn't like Kendrick performance or the NFL doing this and doing that. But see, this is why I am who I am and why people have been following me for 2 years. because I take the news and I take the clues and I predict the future on that shit. And most of the time I'm right. Hey, I'm not right every single time, but I'm right way more times than I'm wrong because it's common sense if you just pay attention to it. See, all you got to do is pay attention to the fact that the NFL and Jay-Z was all in lockstep when we thought that the NFL was going to distance itself then because we know the allegations was crazy. But they, like I said, they had the halftime show with Beyonce coming up. They couldn't ruin that on Netflix. You remember that. And then they also had the Kendrick Lamar shit coming up. And they did what NFL and most big corporations do. They loved having Kendrick Lamar because that was an automatic way for them to have a controversial halftime show. Everybody wanted to see Not Like Us. They loved it. So they thrived off the controversy, which brought eyes to the Super Bowl, which brought eyes to the halftime show, which brought eyes to the NFL on this past Sunday. But you telling me 5 minutes after the performance, you telling me it was this huge mistake, and you naming all the obvious fucking reasons that everybody knew way before all this. We knew Wayne was from New Orleans for 40 years. You knew, and I'm talking to the NFL, you knew Kendrick was from Compton for about 12 years, 13 years, however long we've been knowing about him. But all of a sudden, now you want to change the halftime show because of this and because of that. They're a smooth operator, y'all, but don't buy the shit. NFL is telling Jay-Z to kick rocks, and let's see how Jay-Z responds. Because unless I missed it, and I've been digging, I haven't seen a response. If anybody in the chat has seen a response from Jay-Z, please let me know. And while you at it, like and share the live, and share it out, like it. We're doing well. Apple and Spotify listeners, y'all are awesome. Y'all are keeping the numbers climbing on the Apple and Spotify podcast charts. I appreciate every single last one of you. And let's keep this ball rolling. Y'all seen this show grow. We went from nothing to we went to a podcast show. Now you got YouTube live. We are growing. And let's continue to grow. So we continue to grow. Let's continue to support the podcast. We are 4 short of our goal. Don't let this be the first week we don't hit our goal, y'all. I need 4 subscriptions. Tell your friends. If they're getting their news from anywhere else, tell them they need to come here. Tell them subscribe. It's only $3. Look in the show notes, Buzzsprout. Please help me hit my goal today. We 4 short. So I need 4 people to step up if you can. I know this economy is fucking fucked up right now. Trust me. I just paid, $6 for a Snickers bar the other day. So trust me, I know how hard it is. But hey, we got to do what we got to do to protect ourselves. As you can see, this media gonna spin whatever the fuck they want to spin and get whatever narrative they want, and they try to put it out there. But I ain't gonna let y'all go for that. I'm gonna tell you what's really going on, and let's see what Jay-Z. Let's see what Jay-Z. Let's see what Jay-Z's response is. He ain't said shit. He hasn't even spoke out about anything. They got him sitting in the corner so much. But another development. I don't know if y'all saw this one on this Friday. What is it? Y'all know how they dropping the charges on Mayor Adams, New York City mayor. Well, one of our listeners sent in the fan mail, and then I actually want to put this word out too. If you have any article or any breaking news or anything that you want me to talk about or you think is interesting, put it in the fan mail. I read the fan mail all the time. And this particular story right here is one that one of the people in the fan mail sent to me. I don't have her exact message in front of me, but her message was something like, "Hey, Flo, did you see that the Attorney General, federal prosecutors in New York are resigning or stepping down after refusing to drop the Adams charges?" Now, I didn't see that. As much as I dig, some news does get past me. And this was an article that got past me. And so thank you to this listener who put this in the fan mail. And because you brought it, I feel like I wanted to cover it today on this Friday before we get the fuck out of here. So this is courtesy of NBC News. So like, this is another situation we need to pay attention to, because now the government is fighting each other. They standing 10 toes against each other. And it's going to get interesting. So this article by NBC News headline reads, "Federal prosecutors in New York and Washington resign after refusing to drop Adams charges. At least 6 prosecutors, including the acting U.S. attorney in Manhattan, have stepped down over the DOJ's order to dismiss corruption charges against New York Mayor Eric Adams." Now, if you remember, Adams' indictment came in right around the time of Diddy's. If I'm correct, it was exactly the same month, I believe, but don't quote me on that. Now, check this out. Top federal prosecutor in New York and 2 senior federal prosecutors in Washington have resigned after they refused to follow a Justice Department order to drop the corruption charges against New York Mayor Eric Adams. Multiple officials said this Thursday. The resignations amount to a stunning public rebuke of the Trump administration's new Justice Department leadership in one of the country's highest profile criminal cases. The prosecutors resigned after the acting U.S. Department Attorney General issued a memo Monday ordering federal prosecutors in New York to drop the case against Adams, arguing in part that it hampered his ability to tackle illegal immigration and violent crime. And if you were listening to me when I spoke about this for a hot second, I didn't do a deep dive on the other show, but we talked about it for a second I think with the lunch crew, I believe. You know, I do so many shows, y'all had to remind me. But I literally cherry picked this part out of it when I said the reason people are going to have problems with this is because the reason. And remember, I said, like, I think it might have been actually the breakfast show. I'm not sure, but I said that nobody is going to feel him getting charges dropped because he's too fucking busy. That sounds like bullshit. What do people say all the time when somebody tell you they're too busy? Hey, look, we always too busy for the shit we don't really want to, for if we need an excuse. Right here, busy is just an excuse. And it's funny that these prosecutors are resigning, and it's really based on that statement alone. I guess I ain't the only one that knew that was bullshit. But anyway, goes on to say, Daniel Sassoon, the acting U.S. attorney for this Southern District of New York, announced her resignation in a brief statement to colleagues Thursday, the senior official said. Sassoon appealed Wednesday to Attorney General Pam Bondi and expressed her alarm at being ordered to drop the case, according to a letter obtained by NBC News. She wrote to Bondi that she attended a meeting on January 31st with Bove, Adams' attorney, Alex Spiro, and members of her office. Adams' attorneys repeatedly urged what amounted to a quid pro quo, indicating that Adams would be in a position to assist with department's enforcement priorities only if the indictment were dismissed. Mr. Bove admonished a member of my team who took notes during that meeting and directed the collection of those notes at the meeting's conclusion. Shit getting hot. Or shit is hot. It ain't getting hot. Sassoon also said in the letter that her office was preparing to file additional charges against Adams based on evidence that Adams destroyed and instructed others to destroy evidence and provide false information to the FBI. The Justice Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment asked by reporters Thursday whether he asked that the charges be dismissed. Trump said, "No, I didn't. I know nothing about it." Also, in a statement, Spiro Adams' lawyer said the idea that there was a quid pro quo is a total lie. We offered nothing, and the department asked nothing of us. Behind the scenes, Justice Department officials also tried to move the case to the agency's public integrity section in Washington, which oversees all federal public corruption cases, multiple sources said. They are bickering like crazy. And after Sassoon informed Bove of her resignation, he sent her a blistering 8-page letter in which he blasted her refusal to immediately drop the charges. That's what he blasted her for. He blasted her for not doing for doing her job. Bove also placed at least 2 other prosecutors who worked on the case on leave, according to the letter. And I quote, "The Justice Department will not tolerate the insubordination and apparent misconduct reflected in the approach that you and your office have taken in this matter," Bove wrote. "Your office's insubordination is little more than a preference to avoid a duty that you regard as unpleasant and politically inconvenient." Adams, a former New York police captain, elected mayor in 2021, as you know, was charged with an indictment which is unsealed in September. And in that indictment, it was 1 count of conspiracy to receive campaign contributions from foreign nationals and commit wire fraud and bribery, 2 counts of soliciting campaign contributions from foreign nationals, and 1 count of soliciting and accepting a bribe. The indictment accused him of taking $100,000 worth of plane tickets and luxury hotel stays from wealthy Turkish nationals and at least 1 government official in a nearly decade-long corruption scheme. So out of all of that, you get to just say, you know what? I don't have to be held accountable for that shit because I'm too busy. Because I'm too busy with crime and immigration. Y'all can't prosecute me for corruption. I don't have time. So that's another case that we're going to watch and see what is the fallout going to be from letting a mayor, letting a powerful person off the hook because you say they are busy. What precedent will that set? How many other corrupt officials will use that as their excuse to get out of trifling, terrible, corruption, bribery, all type of stuff? And you mean to tell me the way that you get out of being accountable for shit like that is by being busy? So if we as the regular American people, if we do something wrong, are we able to get out of it to say, hey, I'm too busy with work? I mean, I know y'all got me on charges of doing all type of illegal shit, but go on, I'm gonna need you to drop those charges, throw those charges in the nearest lake and let me continue to work because I'm too busy to be held accountable. I don't know, just don't sound right to me, y'all. And if it don't sound right, 9 times out of 10, it ain't right. But I want y'all to enjoy y'all Friday and enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy the NBA All-Star weekend. I don't know what they done changed the game. I don't know what really is going on. But we shall see. Everybody, much love. Let's get those subscriptions up. I would really appreciate it. Let's keep the lights on the Flow Show No Filter, the podcast that gives you a voice. Of course, it gives me a voice because y'all got to hear me talk every morning. But like I said, even if it's some shit you might not think I particularly agree with, if you support this show, you know how when you watching or listening to a show or watching a show, they say some shit and you be wanting to say some shit and you want people to hear it. See, that's the thing on this. This is our voice. Put it in the fan mail. A lot of people get their feelings get hurt when I call out Elon Musk, but I call out everybody. So that goes with it goes. It just goes with the territory. I don't. It's nobody I'm not gonna call out if necessary. But if you want to speak up for Elon Musk, put it in the fan mail. If you have a statement, if you think somebody spread misinformation or anything like that, put it in the fan mail. I'll read it. Because this show is about information and giving y'all information. Of course, I give y'all my take because I'm just giving you my opinion. But I love to hear y'all's opinion. So I encourage y'all, if y'all want to, if you want to just make a statement that you want people to hear about any case or anything going on, this platform is your voice. Leave it in the fan mail. I will read it to all of our listeners and then we can digest it as a community. And I'm going to stop there. As always, I love y'all and I am out. Another one in the books, Breakfast Crew. You don't know another podcaster that could do his podcast and break shit down like this live on video, no editing, no nothing. Straight one take, like Hove back in the day, even though he on some crazy shit now. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Enjoy your weekend. I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing out every morning and even lunchtime. Y'all are really making this a pleasurable experience for me. And I definitely appreciate every last one of y'all. So y'all, I see it and I love it. I see the I'm outs in the chat. Let me get some more I'm outs, and thank you, Michelle, for that compliment. I work hard. I really do try to bring a real show. I actually prepare for this shit, believe it or not. So check us out. Like, share, tell your friends. Tell them to subscribe. You can go to my Patreon to subscribe, to support. My Patreon is the same name, Flow Daddy Flow. You could tell them subscribe on the Buzzsprout subscription, which is in the show notes for this podcast. or subscribe to the YouTube, whatever. We going up. I appreciate y'all. Much love. And be safe this weekend, y'all, and enjoy the All-Star weekend. If anything pop up crazy, y'all might see me stream this weekend. Much love to everybody in the Breakfast Crew.